It's a trip, isn't it?
15-foot birdie putt. I'm hoping for a 2-putt here. It's too hard.
Here.
Settle,
nope,
settle.
Nope,
oh!
it's going to turn. Oh, my gosh.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say automatic 2-putt. Just call it.
That's... I don't think that's possible.
Yeah. Welcome to Okemah Golf Course.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Golf and Politics. Today we're in Okemah, Oklahoma at the Ernie Okemah Municipal Golf Course. And I'm here with former Speaker of the Oklahoma House, former Secretary of State of the state of Oklahoma, currently the Vice President of Oklahoma State Institute of Technology.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And just one of the incredible leader for the state of Oklahoma, Speaker Benge. Thank you so
Matt.
much. Chris Benge is our guest today. He's actually Ernie Fox's son-in-law and a very good golfer. And he didn't even bring his golf clubs today, but he decided to come out here and let me do a 9 holes, 9 questions with him at the golf course. And so we look forward to
It's going to be fun.
spending some great time today.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun. Good day for it.
I'm just going to hit a 6-iron.
You know what? I think I'm going to try your utility iron.
All right.
I'm dying to try that. There you go. That's where you want to be.
All right. Good ball.
That worked.
Right down the middle. All right, so we're here on the first hole, first question. Speaker Benge, how did you get into politics? It wasn't something that was on the top of your mind to do, was it? And you ended up having still continuing to have a successful career, even though you're not directly in politics anymore, still tangentially involved. What got you involved to run for the State House?
So I was motivated to be involved as a voter in 1980, registered to vote, and registered as a Democrat. Listened to Reagan.
Like everybody in
like everybody. Listened to Reagan in his debates with Jimmy Carter, and I realized actually I was a Republican.
Okay.
So I is that me? That's me. I may have to lay up. I was a very active voter, very serious about it, and followed the issues, mainly federal issues. It was in the early 90s that Fount and I started talking about, because I, of course, was married into the Fox family, had gotten to know Fount, political consultant, and everything that he was doing or trying to do at the time, and he was the one that kind of put the bug in my ear.
Okay.
And when he first brought it up, I thought, well, I'm not qualified to do that. There's no way I can do that. And probably after a series of, and it always happened around Thanksgiving when we were all together, and Fount and I would go off and we'd talk politics, and everybody would do their family thing, I guess, at Thanksgiving. And so, that was our bond, I guess. So anyway, after about, 4 or 5 years or so of talking about it, I finally got to thinking I could do it. The timing, and timing's everything. The timing of it was when I was changing careers. I'd left my dad's construction company, and I was just going to go take another path, and I'd been at this job for about 9 months, and so it was good timing for me to go ahead and run in 1998.
1998.
1998 was our first run.
We're going over here.
Beat it in
Are we going over here to the left?
Yeah, I don't think I can hit it.
Let me see.
I think we're close to about 180.
200.
200. So I'm just going to hit up here, kind of lay up. And,
so that was
keep
kind of
myself
time
in play.
too, as things were starting to, even though Oklahoma a lot of times would vote in presidential elections for Republicans, it was still pretty dominated by the Democratic Party, correct?
When I ran, the State House had 100. It has 101 members, and 61 were Democrat, 40 were Republican.
Wow.
After I won in 1998.
Okay.
So, it had been dominated by Democrats previous to that. Well, it's not good. I just lost your good ball,
That's all right.
Matt.
That ball was from the Oklahoma City firefighters, so somebody's gonna dig that out, I'm sure, and be happy to find a pro.
Here you go. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. That's hurting.
the wind's a little more exaggerated here because it's coming off that big lake. And okay, looks like you're about hole high.
So 1998, you're running in West Tulsa. What was all part of your district at that time?
It was Southwest Tulsa, Berry Hill, South Sand Springs, which we call Prattville.
Okay.
And then it kind of went out south to about 91st Street, which kind of gets into the Jinx School District. Okay. It's just a little bit into Jinx. And that's where I grew up. I grew up in.
You went to Webster High School?
I went to Webster High School. Very blue collar area. It's registration, by the way, and this kind of gets into some of the discussions about how Oklahoma's flipped. My registration was 38% Republican, 50 Democrat, and the rest were independent when I ran in 1998.
Was it represented by a Democrat when you ran in 98?
Yes. Yeah, I beat an incumbent, actually somebody I knew and knew as a golf friend, actually, interestingly. But you know, and of course, found knowing the area, or knowing politics the way he did, he thought a conservative Republican could win that seat because it was the Democrats in that seat were conservative.
Okay.
And the church that I'd gone to all my life, a big Baptist church, conservative Democrats.
The demographics around Webster changed a lot since you went to high school there in 1980?
Yeah.
You graduated in 1980, is that right?
In 1980, I did. Yeah. I think it's become a little more lower income.
Webster played Metro Christian this year in football. We end up being in the same district.
Okay.
And you know the way the bird flies, the kids that are from Webster are closer to Metro Christian than probably 80% of the kids that go to Metro Christian, because they come from all over, Broken Arrow and Owasso and everywhere. And we played them in football, and my heart broke for those kids. There was only 22 kids on the team, predominantly African American. They had 11 fans, 11. Like not even a parent or a grandparent that cared enough to come watch their kid play football. And at that game, my son had 14 people there watching him. And I tried to impress on my son how blessed you are to have parents. That's what separates. These kids just don't have positive influence.
Yep. A lot of the traditional, what I would call traditional West Siders, they moved out over time. Moved out, kind of a sort of a suburban flight sort of situation. And so a lot of them went to Berry Hill, which is where we eventually moved as well.
Okay.
In about 1990.
What a difference to like Berry Hill's football stadium versus Webster's football stadium.
Oh yeah. And very, very committed. Families are very committed to education and to their children's raising. Very different.
All right, let's see if we can knock this in. Nope.
I mean, Webster has almost closed a couple of times over the years because it's sort of, it's kind of an outlier.
Sure.
From Tulsa, core Tulsa, and attendance has declined over the years, and so. You sure you don't want me hitting a good one?
That's all I got.
Okay, all right.
And you're not gonna keep listening to golf.
I'll eventually get too used to the clubs. I think
it's hard to play with clubs that are not yours. It's really hard.
Well, those are more bladey like too, aren't they?
Right,
they're kind of mine.
They're the X100 shafts. They're heavy.
Okay.
It's just,
well, I would love to play blades again, but I know better than to try. Just know better.
I find those to be more. I have my Titleist clubs are the CBs.
Yeah.
I find those to be a little more forgiving. They're about a half a club longer than my Titleist as well. Like when my driver, I got a Ventus 8X shaft. So like when I give it to my dad, like I said, hey, just see if you. Am I going? Okay, it's right there.
Yeah. It's about 175 or so.
My dad can't even hit it more than this far off the ground. I mean, it's an 8 degree with too much.
Yeah.
Not enough flex.
Yep.
Yeah, 178.
Okay.
Got a lot of wind though.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
Look out.
That's terrible. Okay.
Fortunate thing out here, it's hard to lose a ball out here unless you hit it in the water. Okay. All right.
All right. All right, hole 2, question 2. You've already talked about Fount Holland, your wife's cousin, right? That during holidays would try to recruit you running for office. So it was quite a family affair when you ran. Let me back up here. I can. Quite a family affair. We're at the Ernie Fox golf course. He's your father-in-law. Rumor has it that he maybe knocked even more doors than you did during that campaign.
He probably did. He probably did. You know, when I mentioned earlier that I had changed careers, gotten out of my dad's construction business, and where I was working, I had no time off at all.
Okay.
And I had no ability to take time off, and couldn't had to keep working. So he was very key and campaigning for me, knocking doors, and. Is that not you there?
That wasn't me.
Okay. Huh. Oh, right over here. Here you are over here.
Pin high, just
yeah, a little outside. Yeah.
Terrible shot.
But yeah, he probably did. I still would. It was interesting over the years. I would talk to people who remembered Ernie coming to the door.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
yeah, he told me in the interview right there that he showed up at somebody's house and they said, "Well, I better fix you a plate," because it had been the 3rd time he had been to their house to ask for the vote.
Yeah, I believe it. I think he kind of enjoyed it too.
Stay on.
It stayed on.
All right.
That's a pretty good shot. These little greens are hard to hit.
Not bad after such a bonehead tee shot.
Yeah.
I had the shanks in Florida. It was terrible. I shot a million. It was just impossible. I was so freaked out by how bad I was playing that I started developing this little left miss because it was like a bailout of not hitting
shanks.
So
yeah.
with the wind coming off my left there, I think psychologically I'm still not over the shanks yet from the other day.
So that is such a mental block when you get the shanks.
And I hate when I have a round like that. It's such a prestigious course, like Stream Song.
Oh yeah,
it's so nice.
Yeah.
And it was at the Core and Crenshaw course where I was just playing so bad. The next day at the Doak course, I played the front 9 okay until number 7, and then I had a meltdown and never really recovered.
Oh man, I hate that. That's
I finished with 2 birdies though at the park in West Palm Beach. I thought maybe I got it back. So.
Oh, I hit it too hard. I hit it solid though, Matt.
So, thinking about people that are running for office, how important do you believe for these candidates to have supportive families? I mean, even just to serve in office, right? I mean,
I don't know how you would do it without it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because it really is a distraction. My wife could talk to you at length about that because at the state house or in the state legislature, we're in session from Monday to Thursday. So I would leave the house on Sunday night. Sometimes I'd wait till Monday morning.
And it's even harder for Tulsa members or rural Oklahoma members that live far away from Oklahoma City.
It is.
Unlike the guys in Edmond and Moore and Norman and stuff.
It is. I to this day, I get a little, I guess, kind of offended when I hear people say that they're part-time. Because they're not, I mean, they're only in session 4 months out of the year.
But the phone calls never stop.
Yeah, they never stop.
Right.
And especially in today's world of social media, they have to be on
interim studies don't
all the
stop.
time. So the interim studies. So it's not a part-time job.
No.
And it takes a lot of time, a lot of commitment. Okay, I can take that one. Try your putter.
All right, 2 bogeys.
How long you had this putter?
It's a buddy of mine's. I ordered a new lab putter for myself for the F3. Got fitted for it. We did a whole video on it. December the 9th is when I placed the order. and it's still in production.
Okay.
So it's like we're on 3 months.
Huh.
They make great putters, but if they can't figure out how to get them to market a little faster, I don't know how long they'll.
Yeah. What's the brand again?
Lab.
Lap?
Lab, L-A-B.
Oh, Lab. Okay.
It's got a special technology. There's no torque at all.
Yeah.
So, putters talk about being face balanced.
Uh-huh.
That's not face balanced, it's just no torque. You can't really hit it offline unless you make a terrible stroke. I mean, if you
Okay.
aim wrong,
Okay.
but it cuts out. I mean, if you're just straight back, straight through,
Yeah.
it's going to
You just got to make sure
I'm making
you're
a
just
lot more, 3 to 7 footers.
Okay.
A lot more confident
Yeah.
stroke. I tell you, it's amazing. I mean, to put all the time and effort your father-in-law has to keep this place going, that's just, what a labor of love, huh?
Well, he, I think one of the toughest parts of the job, as I used to hear him say it, was dragging the water hose around
Okay.
to water the greens. And I think that really wore him out when he'd have to water the greens, and it was it's tough. It's tough, but he enjoys it. He enjoys the commitment or the contribution back to the community, and of course enjoys having the people from Okemah come around. And
I'm assuming just.
so this dog leg's back to the right a little bit over there. I don't know if those guys are around the green. I think they are.
All right.
You know, if you had your driver, you could maybe take a shot at it, but it's probably about 320 straight ahead to the green. You go straight down the fairway, you probably can hit it as long as if you go more than 250, you'll probably go through the fairway, but it's not a problem.
Okay.
I mean, if you go straight,
Just a straight left.
go through the fairway, you'll be fine.
I tell you, I would never. I love West Virginia, and I'll spend probably a month up there this summer since it's not an election year, and just fly back to Oklahoma City if I need to be there for meetings. And I love it. It's home. It'll always be home. But man, there's just no way I can live there, because like my dad hasn't touched a golf club since December the 4th. They just don't have the weather. Is just,
Weather, yeah.
We'll have a bad week.
Yeah.
And then this past week, every day was in the 60s and 70s. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I love this. This is my favorite time of year, actually.
Yeah. I probably
even though it's brown, because
Yeah.
Bermuda's all dormant, it's still, this weather's great. You can walk and not get nearly as sweaty as you do in the summertime.
I like fall better myself.
Fall's great too.
I
yeah.
do.
It's great.
The only problem is you lose balls under the leaves and
yeah.
stuff like that. But I started
especially at Meadowbrook, because they can't keep up on
Oh
the leaves at
yeah, I
Meadowbrook.
can imagine. Yeah.
Come on, wind, hit that. That's solidly struck. I think it's got a little too much spin on it.
Try your 3-wood, please. Thank you. So I started walking about 4 years ago, and I mainly walk when I play golf. I hardly ever ride a cart.
I did a cart
enjoy
plan
it.
last year at Meadowbrook, and I canceled it for this year. I can't believe I did this. I bought a push cart. Usually I'm just always carried when I walk.
Oh yeah?
I bought a push cart, and I love it.
That's what I've got. I've got a click gear is what I bought.
You can't, like my thought process is, one, I play better when I'm walking, because if I hit a bad shot, I have time to think about it.
Exactly.
2, I think it's more social. You end up spending more time with the other guys that are walking.
Yeah.
And 3, even if I play terrible, I still walk 7 miles, so I accomplish something.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Same reason. Same reason. Okay.
All right, so 1998, you run, you get elected, you become the appropriations chairman. What was that?
In 2004.
Under Speaker Hyatt then? Is that
Correct, and that's when we flipped the House to take the majority.
Majority.
Uh-huh.
And now today, there's 80 Republicans, and just,
21.
2 cycles ago, there was 81. My district actually Carol Bush used to be my state rep.
Yes.
And I don't think we'll ever have a Republican unless it's somebody like Carol Bush, and there's no way somebody like that's going to win a Republican primary.
Yeah,
And that's the problem you get into in those kind of districts.
Yep. That's right.
But so 80, that's still super majority. Democrats have no power, no control whatsoever. Did you ever envision that would become the case when you first got involved?
Never did. Never in my wildest dreams thought that we would we would go that hard to the Republican side. And looking back, it kind of, I can see why it, I guess, makes sense. Not to be, I don't want this to come across as critical of President Obama, but President Obama had such a different vision and worldview from at least Oklahomans that it accelerated to me the change, because Oklahomans have always been conservative, even when the Democrats were in charge of the legislature. But I think President Obama was able to really define where the Democrat Party had gone, and I think a lot of people just realized that, and they thought, no, I don't. Those are not my values.
Right. I feel like Obama gave Democrats a reason to leave the Democratic Party. And again, there's a lot of things I disagree with Obama and everything, but there's actually a lot of things I kind of like about him, and golf is one of those things.
Yeah.
But then Trump gave them a reason to actually be a Republican, which is interesting to me. Where I grew up in West Virginia, used to be hardcore Union Democrat. As you drive off of the state highway to get up to our place, it's this road called Short Creek Road, and it's all trailers and small houses and all, just Union coal miners that used to live down through there in that holler,
Yeah.
And it used to be just hardcore Democrat. And you go through there now, every one of those trailers has a MAGA flag.
I believe it.
It's just, who would have thought a billionaire from New York City would be the champion of the rural America and working class?
I mean, I see similar things in Oklahoma. So you see Trump support in places.
Like this county, you used to probably have 60%, 70% Democrat registration.
Probably 80.
80, and now it's completely flipped.
Just totally flipped. Yeah, completely flipped. I could definitely tell those shafts are a lot stiffer, Matt.
Like I said,
I can feel it, but I can't.
It's really difficult to play without clubs. We're trying to go to Italy in November, and I really want to play Marco Simone golf club where they had the Ryder Cup.
Oh yeah.
And my wife and I are talking, it's just going to be a pain to take golf clubs.
Yeah.
So can't you just rent them? I'm like, no, it's just not the same. Like, if I'm going to play a world-class golf course, I want to do it with my clubs. These greens are very small.
Very small. And they kind of have the, what do you call it, kind of the upside down bowl.
A little crown.
Effect, a little crown,
turtleback.
yeah. Good contact. I think you stayed on.
Maybe a little long.
In the summertime when it gets hot and dry, we like to play it British Open style out here.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Kind of run it up to the green. Makes it fun.
I got to go to Ireland in September. We played 10 courses in 8 days, and it is just, the golf culture in Ireland is incredible. If you live in like Ballybunion, world class. It maybe some people think it's the best golf course. Tom Watson says it's the best golf course in the world. But you live there, it's only like for the entire year. Your membership's like €2,500.
Oh wow!
And Enniscrone, another course we played.
Yeah.
Membership there's I think €900 a year or something like that.
Golly.
And we probably paid, our greens fees were probably like €300. So Americans come over there and subsidize the golf courses. So then the locals, they get their tee times. And they get to play at such a discounted rate, but it sets up a really nice culture for golf.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Scotland and play. Never have, but would like to.
Well, that's gonna work out real nice.
Sit down.
Oh,
sit
stop.
down. Come on, sit down.
All right.
Okay, I'll take that.
Putt. We're talking about going in September again this year because the Steelers are playing in Dublin. So we're waiting on the NFL schedule to come out. We'll see. I love the Steelers, but the truth is I'm more about the golf, and I could care less. If I would love to watch the Steelers. I'm a big fan, but I'm much more interested in golf than I am.
My son's a huge Steelers fan,
Oh, is he really?
and I don't know how that happened, but he became a Steelers fan when he was a kid.
Probably because we're just so good, you know.
Well, maybe it was. I don't know if it was that or just like the Steelers have their own culture.
Right. Yep.
And but I was a Cowboys fan, of course, being from Oklahoma, like just about everybody else, it seems like. So.
My dad is a Cowboys fan. He grew up in Wheeling, West Virginia. He's like the only person that grew up in the Ohio Valley that doesn't cheer for the Steelers. And my brother, he doesn't cheer for the Steelers either. But when I was in 8th grade, I said, look, I can like the Cowboys, but I live 30 minutes from Pittsburgh. I'm going to be a Steelers fan because this is our hometown team, you know.
Yeah.
And the first year I started cheering for the Steelers, they ended up playing the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, and the Cowboys beat the Steelers, Super Bowl 30.
Okay.
But there's a lot of angst right now with Steeler fans about the direction of the team.
I don't follow the NFL much anymore. Kind of lost interest, but a couple sports radio personalities I listen to are Steelers fans, so I hear them talking about it.
Well, they just don't, you don't go 8 years without winning a playoff game, and they just expect a little more. Same kind of angst with the Cowboys fans too. They don't expect.
But the Steelers like stability though.
They do.
The ownership anyway.
As a fan, I like stability as well, but I also don't like giving up 300 rushing yards to the Ravens.
Yeah, that's not Steeler-like.
Stay up. All right.
Okay.
Oh, good run at it.
I can remember Ernie and I talking about the before.
Going back.
Yeah. This is the team. We go back that way. Before Trump, I think this had to have been before Trump. He was talking about the concern about the not making things in America anymore, the manufacturing decline, and so when Trump showed up, I mean, he was all Trump. I mean, immediately. That was like a godsend to him.
The thing for me that I like about Trump so much, and Fountain and I have a lot of disagreement on this. There's something you didn't have to deal with in the State House, but federal issues that on foreign policy. I love Trump's foreign policy.
Okay.
And Fountain's much more of a Reagan Republican.
As am I. Mm-hmm.
And the way, and I try to explain to Fountain the reason for this is, I started working for a member of Congress from Ohio in 2002, and I became the district director, and the Iraq War was going on, and I went to 16 funerals for soldiers, and that's like, for what? Because we look back at what happened in Iraq, and I'm thinking, I just don't know, was that a good use of our most precious resource, which is life? And I think with Trump, we're filming this the day after the Zelensky meeting, where a lot of people I'm sure have a lot of mixed emotion. I know my business partner on the podcast, he completely disagrees with me on this, but I think that Trump's genuinely trying to end this war without sending lives to have to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
And how many thousands of people are going to need to die before this ends, And that's in no way defending Vladimir Putin. I mean, that guy's a monster too, but.
Foreign policy is the one that's tough to. I probably have a mixed view of the president, and I get the forever wars, idea, not being a forever wars. I think that Iraq was a mistake.
Yeah.
I don't think Afghanistan was.
No, I don't think so either.
I think we broke up the terrorist nest when we went to Afghanistan, and I think we should still have a presence over there. But Iraq was I believe that was a mistake looking back.
All right, just straight away?
Straight away.
Oh my, spun that in the wind. That's not good.
That actually felt kind of solid, believe it or not. That's that shaft.
All right, so fourth hole, fourth question. When did you get into the game of golf, and what do you love about it? You're a pretty avid golfer.
Yeah.
How'd you get started? And
I started when I was about 12, played with my dad a couple times, and I think I was fairly hooked immediately.
okay.
Didn't really become my main game until I started high school. I liked football,
All right.
but when I was in 9th grade, getting ready to enter high school, I weighed 120 pounds.
Okay.
And I made a business decision that I didn't need to be on the football field any longer. So I thought, I think I'll just I'll play golf. So that became my right here. That became my full-time game, and have played it ever since. Played on the high school team. I wasn't great. I probably was a high 70, low 80 shooter. I'm a 4.1 now.
I'm a 4.5.
4.5, yeah. So a 4.1, and yeah, I love it because you can play it until you can't.
Oh, for sure.
I like to walk, as I mentioned earlier. It's an exercise now for me. It's just you can have a bad day, and you hit that one shot in the sweet spot, and that's the one that will bring you back,
right.
and you remember.
That's exactly right.
There is nothing like hitting a golf ball on the sweet spot of a club. So I play it to be social, but I don't like to do too much of what I call the hit and giggle kind of golf.
I
So
don't play for
scrambles,
real.
I don't really like scrambles.
Yeah.
And I don't play well in scrambles. I like it to be myself out there,
Sure.
trying to do the best. And I play in the men's league, so I play competitively, and I enjoy the company of people. But I'm out there to play well.
That's actually a good swing. Real good swing.
Just not going anywhere.
Well, like when you're not playing your clubs, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, I know.
We're doing hit and giggle today, I guess.
Yeah, we're doing hit and giggle today, exactly.
But you know what I love about it too is I'm a 4.5 right now, and there's really no reason I shouldn't be a scratch golfer. It's up here, and there's some things I got to work on, and there's mental things that I do that just cost me strokes. But that's what I love about it too. It's a great exercise in learning to control your emotions and figure out how to get it back on track.
Yeah.
There's never a dull moment. Even the best golfers in the world. I saw Charlie Hoffman shank one in the water yesterday during a PGA Tour event.
Yeah. Well, I started focusing on the psychological side of it about a year ago. I started listening to Bob Rotella.
Oh, he's great. He's fantastic.
And I think it's helped me a bunch. It's helped me a lot.
Left again. Hit it, wind. Yeah, it wasn't a terrible shot.
Well, it just after a while you have to ask yourself, what's the enjoyment out of this if I'm getting angry? And so I started listening to him. It's helped me a bunch, and I think I enjoy the game more, and I think it's actually helping me play better too, because I'm just learning how to accept the bad shots.
And I still think, look, I think it's okay to get. I've told myself it's okay if you're angry that you hit a bad shot. What's not okay is to be angry and ruin the enjoyment of the game. There's a huge difference, right?
Well, or let it affect the rest of your game.
The rest of your game or the company that you have, and and ultimately, even though we all want to improve, it's still the most important thing is the friendships that we make on the course.
You're right. You are right. Okay.
These greens are small because this isn't, this would have been a 35, 40 foot putt, not terrible.
Yeah, I think they have shrunk over the years too.
Well, Ernie said it's the most difficult challenge is keeping the greens.
Chip.
All right.
I mean, I think we all kind of worry a little bit about what's going to happen to the course if, once Ernie can't take care of it any longer. It's been.
I sure hope I'm as active as he is when I'm 90 years old.
Same here. Same here. Seems like the ball, I'm probably not lining up right. That ball's starting left every time.
You see how the shaft is?
Yeah.
It's got a shaft lean to begin with. So a lot of guys, if you do shaft lean already, like you really got a problem there.
So do you press a little bit with it?
No, not with
You
this,
don't?
because it's already got the press there.
Okay.
I'm literally just trying to line it up, and it's straight back, straight through the best.
Yeah.
I
like the feel of the sweet spot on
the
it.
DF3 that I have ordered, it's almost impossible to pull a putt. Like I'll struggle maybe to miss a few right with it, but this one I'll tend to miss left occasionally. But
There you go.
all right. So Henrietta would be the closest course to here
Yes.
if this didn't exist.
Yes.
And that's like semi-private, right?
No, I think it's public. I mean, you can be a member,
Okay.
but it's not. It's a little 9-holer that has little tiny greens.
I've heard there's a
I like
couple
it.
of really fun holes there.
It has more character to it, I would say, and it's been around longer. Actually, I think I'm right on this. I think Perry Maxwell actually originally designed that
Okay.
course. Yeah. We're going this way. This is kind of a signature hole. It'll dogleg back. You can see the flag over there.
Okay.
So you'll hit out this way and then hit back into it.
It looks like the only problem is if you just snap slice one right.
Yeah, if you really cut one, you're gonna end up in the pond.
I don't know why I bothered to.
Do you normally play left to right?
I play everything left to right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why that pull becomes such a problem, because I'm aimed left all the time anyway. So if I close the club face and hit a stupid pull, it's a really bad problem.
Hang on. I lost it. I couldn't
I
tell.
think it's okay.
You got any opinions on live?
I do.
Yeah, same here. Get up.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Never in doubt.
Yeah.
Well, what's your opinions on live?
I don't like them.
You don't like it? Okay.
No, I'm a traditionalist. I don't like the way it started. It's, to me, you had two disgruntled PGA professionals. Greg Norman, who's always hated the PGA
Right.
Tour. Phil Mickelson, who got deeply in debt over gambling
Yeah.
and needed to be bailed out. And Phil was the, I don't know, what he was the propagandist, in my opinion. Always cutting the PGA Tour when he could. And he's disingenuous about it, I think. And golf doesn't even feel the same to me since Liv showed up. I don't like the format. I just don't like anything about it. I think that over time, I think that the pros that play on Liv are gonna, their competitiveness is gonna decline, and it's just not. It's probably more of a traditional thing for me than anything. Is that? I thought
That's
you
both of us, actually.
Is that both of us?
It's like-
Okay.
This one got caught up in the mud.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't me.
I think that's probably me there, though. I tried to take a little more club out and 3/4 that just to see if I could get the head out to, hit the ball correctly.
I totally understand and can respect where you're coming from on Liv. I think I have a little different opinion. Well, I mean, I know I have a different opinion, but
Yeah.
but I understand why there's a problem. My biggest problem is that professional golf can't really afford to be ununified. It's such a great game, and there's so many great players. I think we're in a golden age of golf in a lot of ways. There's just so many talented guys, and the fact that they don't play against each other on a regular basis bothers me.
Is that a ball over there?
Oh, yeah, there it is. And I think that there's what you said about Mickelson's not wrong, or Greg Norman. But let's remember, Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus were mad at the tour at one point in time, and the current form of the PGA is a result of Nicklaus and Palmer saying we're going to do something different.
Yeah.
Mickelson was asking a lot of tough questions that didn't have answers for a lot of years, and all of a sudden, magically, there's huge purses at PGA Tour events that didn't exist before Liv did.
Yeah.
I get the Saudi involvement. But the Saudis are going to be involved no matter what.
You know what's interesting? The Saudi involvement doesn't bother me because the Saudis are, they're an important ally.
Yeah.
I don't look at them as.
Well,
I know they're not perfect. But a lot of our
so
allies
many
are
of our
perfect.
businesses that we support each and every day have huge Saudi investment.
I think it's the tradition. I think it's the party golf atmosphere that I can't relate to.
And I get that.
It's a little bit. It feels like that hit and giggle that I was talking about earlier.
This is my understanding too, is that Liv wanted to have that time from September to December to have key players do a fall tour to compete with football, because the PGA, as soon as the Tour Championship happens, the FedEx Cup, then they start the next season, and those tournaments are not watched. A lot of guys just take that whole time off, the top players, and they're like, let us have this special event and make golf more international. And the PGA just bucked up and didn't come to the table and talk, and so Liv said, fine, we'll go out and do this. What's fascinating about this all is the person that's probably going to unify golf is Donald Trump. I mean, what a time to start a podcast called Golf and Politics, because he's right in the middle of it.
He is.
And I don't know if Rory's telling the truth or not exactly, but he says that Trump doesn't like the format of Liv either. But Trump's not going to say publicly he doesn't like Liv, because Liv's paid his golf courses a lot of money to host at Bedminster and Doral. So,
yeah. I think it'll get worked out because it has to.
Boy, this is a tough little shot.
Yeah, this is our trick. This is the only tricked up green we have.
I just need to get this on the middle of the green.
Yeah, you need to play left.
I came up here thinking this is my best birdie chance, and now I'm thinking just somehow get this on. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's all I really had.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
I couldn't go with that pin.
That's a really good shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I find this whole thing fascinating, and I can totally see people that don't like it. I think it's great for a change of pace. I also like YouTube golf. I mean, I watch YouTube golf, but
Now, what do you mean by YouTube golf?
Like I watch,
I thought
one of the best things I watched all year was Bryson DeChambeau and President Trump trying to break 50 from the red tees. Grant Horvat and Garrett Clark and Wesley Bryan and George Bryan. These guys.
Okay.
Like Wesley Bryan's a struggling PGA Tour guy who makes a ton more money on YouTube than he does on the PGA Tour.
Okay. Wow.
But everything he does gets documented, and it's really interesting to see inside looks in their character. Instead of watching for 3 hours on a Sunday that's interrupted by commercials every 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's do something magical here. Do something magical.
That's a good shot. That's a brutal pin. Yeah, I'm just 15-foot birdie putt. I'm hoping for a 2-putt here.
Probably could call automatic 2-putt here if you don't make that, because it's a little unfair.
I think I need to putt it like just inside of your ball. It's too hard. Settle.
Nope, it's going to turn. Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say automatic 2-putt. Just call it.
That's. I don't think that's possible.
Welcome to Okemah Golf Course.
Yeah.
Let's just see. I don't even know how to play this. You just can't hit it hard enough to keep it on line.
The wind's blowing too. You're going to end up right where I'm at.
Yep.
Yeah, I like your idea. Automatic 2-putt. It's just going to, every time you chip it too, it's going to keep coming back to you.
Is that the line of the day?
Now see, like this putt right here, let's see. Is it possible to stop?
There it goes. Yeah, no way.
I mean, unless you somehow hit the hole, you can't stop that.
Yeah, there's no way. It's downwind. Yeah, see?
This is wild. I'm gonna have to complain about
that
this.
Might go in.
Nope. Well, that's fun. All right. Moving along.
Yeah, I admit I'm such a traditionalist. That's my hang up. But it doesn't feel like the golf that I watched for 4 years.
It's not. And again, I think it would be great as a supplement as opposed to a competitor.
I like that. I didn't know that was the original discussion. I like that idea that they would play in the
Obviously,
off
some
months.
don't think that that's what happened exactly. I mean, there's a lot of emotion and anger
Yeah.
from a lot of folks.
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
I'm for more golf that provides more looks into these guys. I like behind the scenes things, but I still want the traditional events.
Yeah.
Like when we watch the Players Championship, it used to be the best field in golf. It's not the best field in golf anymore.
Yeah.
We're going all the way back there.
Let's play off
Right
here.
here? Okay.
Yeah, this will be fine. We don't need to walk all the way back to the red tee.
I mean, because you can't call it the best field in golf when Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka aren't there.
True. That's true. Should be fine.
That was a little better swing.
Yeah. You know, Bryson is somebody I detested 3 years ago, and he's winning me over.
Oh yeah.
This man of the people thing that he's doing,
Right.
where he's kind of becoming a normal person.
I mean, the fact that he didn't leave Pinehurst until 10 o'clock at night and went and did that sand shot with
Old
Johnson Wagner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just like he became this real person, and I'm into it. I'm buying it. That's
Great
the best
ball.
one I hit today, man.
yeah, it's a good ball.
I tried to scoot the
I love
I
your
tried to
swing.
scoot the
You've
club
got-
up in my stance a little bit.
You've got
see if
great
maybe I can-
tempo. All right. Yeah, your tempo is just fantastic.
I've never been able to swing the club quick. I have to swing it. Sometimes I even have to slow down even more so than normal to kind of get myself back
Yeah.
in rhythm.
Okay. So your home course is LaFortune Park, Tulsa County run golf course, municipal course. You were in the legislature. There's state parks have golf courses. One, do you believe that government being involved in funding parks like golf courses is a good investment? And number two, during your time in the legislature, did you get any political pushback during the budget times on funding for golf courses?
Well, the answer to the first question is yes, I do. I recognize that could be a little bit biased because I'm such a golfer. But I see the value in the community. And I would say at this point, Oklahoma and especially in Tulsa more specifically, have become, golf has developed such a legacy in our area with the major championships and, think of it as an economic development tool.
Absolutely.
Whenever in 2022 when we had the PGA at Southern Hills, and you think about all the visuals of Tulsa and millions of people seeing that.
Right.
And I know that there have been, the Chamber of Commerce takes advantage of those opportunities, and they host business leaders, businesses that are looking to locate in Oklahoma. It can become an economic development tool. So yes, I think it adds value to your community, adds value to your state. Ideally, I would like to see us invest more even into it because
I'd like to see the Tulsa courses as nice as the Oklahoma City. It's
I-
the only.
it's that-
I'm a big Tulsa guy. I live there, and I chose to live
Yeah.
there instead of living in where my office is in Oklahoma
Yeah.
City. But that's the one thing I think that Oklahoma City has on us is better municipal golf.
Matt, we had that conversation 2 years ago. I was on a committee for Ella Fortune, and we were trying to figure out why are their courses so much, and it comes down to how much they invest in it. But yeah, I'd love to see that, and I think that it's a worthy investment. With La Fortune, it is a revenue generator.
Oh yeah,
it's not
absolutely.
it's not
Yeah.
just it's not
Especially
just a-
after the golf boom of after COVID, right?
Yeah, they make money. So no, and I don't remember getting any pushback. I think at the time of my service, I do think that I don't think we really valued the parks like we should have. So the state parks in general were underfunded. But usually the golf courses are almost like an afterthought though. They're not really, there hasn't been that much consciousness about golf really in the, I would say at the state capitol.
Another solid strike.
Except for Lieutenant Governor Pinnell's focus on it.
Okay.
He's brought a focus on it and attention that's been helpful. And
My understanding, it's the same people that develop Bandon Dunes. Is that right? That want to develop in western Oklahoma?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Yeah.
I had Nick Sidorkis on the podcast and asked him, how can we make the golf courses in Tulsa as good as the ones in Oklahoma City? And he said, we just need to get Mick Cornett to be the mayor of Tulsa.
Okay.
But honestly, like, how did that come to be in Oklahoma City? Because I mean, was that through the MAPS program that they were able to
I
invest
think it goes
that
back
much?
farther than that.
Okay.
I think they just had a great, because I had played Oklahoma City golf courses before MAPS became a thing, and I always remember Lincoln Park just being in excellent shape.
Well, as a parent and a taxpayer, I believe having LaFortune Park there is such a benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Having a teenage, he's now 18, but as he's 14, 15, 16 years old, him and his friends would be there at the driving range at 10 o'clock at night during the summer hitting golf balls or playing the par 3 course under the lights. And as a parent, you just feel good knowing
Sure.
your kid's out there having fun and not getting into trouble because there's that resource right there by the house.
In a safe place.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, not good.
I don't know at what point well, I know about when the city of Tulsa started losing interest in golf, probably in the mid 90s or so, and they farmed out the management of the course to like a national firm.
Okay.
It was Billy Casper, something else now. Of course, that's what Nick's going to be doing now, running the course, and I know it'll be much better. But I don't know the history of Oklahoma City and why Oklahoma City just seemed to value golf more. But they did.
And even the surrounding communities, like
Edmond
Kicking Bird is unbelievable.
Oh, it's incredible.
And then down in
Incredible.
Midwest City, John Conrad is great.
Now, I've never played John Conrad. Is it a good course?
Oh, it's great. They just redid it a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
You're sitting there trying to make a 6-foot putt, and a bomber's flying over your head.
Oh, wow.
Everything. The ball's oscillating because it's so close to you.
Oh, wow.
It's great.
That's awesome. Love that. Oh, sit down. That's too hard, I think. Yep. And I pulled it.
I got to fix this pulling the ball. That's not for somebody that's a fader of the golf ball, hitting a pull is death.
Yeah, it is. It's the old double cross, isn't it?
I mean, this is not an easy shot. All right.
Get up.
I flew it exactly where I wanted to. I mean, that's as good a shot as I
Good as
have.
you hit it?
It didn't
Yeah.
release up.
Yeah.
I'm
Right
thrilled
into
with the
that
shot,
slope.
though. Might be the best shot I've made today. As I've gotten older and playing more golf, and I've been all over the country now trying to play golf courses and really learning a lot about golf course architecture.
Mm-hmm.
But even a little local course like this, like there's such a richness to it and art. Like there's art involved,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not an art expert, but golf is where I go to like see art. And the fact that this was just like a airstrip and nothing, and they made something out of it that's really fun for a lot of people.
Yeah, we got a hole coming up over here on number 8 that's got a little more character to it. You'll see the back of the green over there. It's got a little built up, and they built it up back over in those trees. So yeah, to your point, just they had to be a little creative.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try a little bump and run here. Pushed it. Hit that just like I wanted, except I pushed it. Wow.
All right.
Hit it.
Oh, Parker.
Well, they put the pins. Somebody
was mad.
Somebody was mad. Yeah. Decided to make the pins crazy. Yeah. Wow. Look at that.
You're not so sure that the wind's not going to hit that one either. Nice swing.
That was better.
Very good swing.
Won't hurt you.
Should have better strike. Just
Yeah, that sounded
started
better.
too far left. All right. Well, speaking about great golf courses and Perry Maxwell, what's the best golf course you've ever played, and what's the golf course in Oklahoma that you haven't played that you really want to play?
Well, I have to say Southern Hills. I've played Southern Hills several times and it has so much rich history and where the majors were played. That's definitely the best golf course I've played.
I think it's top 5 I think it's top 5 in the United States.
Do you?
I actually think.
Have you played it since they remodeled it?
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing I've ever seen since the remodel. I've never seen it before.
It's 6 shots tougher than it was before. I played it before and after, and what they've done around those greens is just.
But to me, it's just
tough.
it's the perfect golf course, and it should host major championship of some kind every 5 years. Period, because it's the perfect venue too for a major championship.
Absolutely. The one that I haven't played, that's a good question because I don't know. Gosh, I think I've played about every.
Well, maybe just other than Augusta, because everybody wants to play Augusta.
Oh, okay. So we can go outside of
Oklahoma. We can go
outside
of Oklahoma, sure.
I would want to go to St. Andrews.
St. Andrews.
St. Andrews.
Yeah, I do too. That's
Augusta would be a close second.
I mean, Augusta is obviously number 1 for me, for everybody.
Yeah.
I did get to play Pine Valley last year, so that's a big one on my list.
Is that the one in New Jersey that's kind of out of the way, hard to get
it's
to?
Not that. It's just maybe an hour from Philly.
But they every now and then they talk about having a major there, but they can't accommodate.
Well, it's not a major championship venue.
Okay.
There's no way for them to accommodate any kind of crowd.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
And it's just the most. I'll just put it this way: Ballybunion was my favorite course I ever played, and then 1 month later I played Pine Valley, and Pine Valley is the
really is that good? The only time I've seen it is there was a Shell's Wonderful World of Golf from like back in the 60s.
I need to find a YouTube video.
Oh, you got to watch it. It was I want to say it's like Byron Nelson and I don't remember, maybe Gene Littler or somebody like it.
But now, outside of Augusta, to me, it's between Cypress Point and St. Andrews is the two that I really just feel like I've got to play.
Yeah, if I played St. Andrews, I'd want the wind to blow about 30 miles an hour.
Sure.
I would. I'd want that whole. Now I wouldn't want it to rain, but I'd like for that wind to blow. I'd like the full experience.
Another great swing.
Hit that pretty good, Matt. Flared it a little bit, but I hit it pretty good.
Great swing. So, Ballybunion, Tom Watson says it's the best golf course in the world.
Now, where is that?
It's in Ballybunion, Ireland. So
the
east coast. No, I'm sorry, the west coast of Ireland.
Yeah.
Southwest coast.
I think you're right over there.
And so we went to play, and there was 8 of us on this golf trip. And there's the Cashin course, which was designed by Robert Trent Jones in the 70s. And then there's
pins right through there.
Okay.
You're 250 probably. Yeah.
And so the old course is just the course that Tom Watson says is the best in the world. And so 4 of us played on the afternoon that we got there. And then the other 4 of us were going to play Cashin course the next morning. Well, we wake up to go to breakfast. And I mean, it is raining sideways, the wind's blowing 40. And we're sitting at breakfast and we're like, okay, we're going to go play. The other guys had already left for the old course. And the guy that headed up the trip, my co-host, I get back from getting something out of my room and he's missing at breakfast. And I'm like, what's going on? And Rob says, we're not playing this morning. We'll play in the afternoon when the rain stops. I said, fine. So I went back to sleep a little bit more. Those guys that played the old course in the rain and the wind, they had the best experience of anybody on the trip. The videos are mind-blowing. I mean, they can't even hardly stand up. I mean, they're getting blown over.
Oh, wow.
And you give up trying to get a score, and you're just trying to have the time of your life and finish. And I feel in some ways that
that you missed it.
I got to play Ballybunion in pretty good conditions. I would like to play it like that one time to, have that experience that you'll never forget the rest of your life.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's not bad. Great swing.
Still short. Man, I took out 2 extra clubs there.
There's a lot of wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Andrews would just be incredible. I'm hoping to work that out in the next year or 2 to get over there.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd play golf and then I'd go find a pub afterward.
Yeah. The pubs in Ireland were that was
that
almost
a trip?
As fun as the golf.
Yeah.
And being from West Virginia, my favorite song is Country Roads. People in Ireland love that song. Every pub we went to, some band was playing it. One night we went to this little band was playing at this pub. The first song they played was Country Roads.
Yeah.
I sang karaoke Country Roads in some pub in Letterkenny.
Nice.
It was great.
Well, you have the Appalachia Irish, connection, Scottish connection. That's
the people in Ireland are just great. It's fantastic people.
We have Irish Fest starting next Monday in Tulsa.
Okay. All right, 70 yards, dead into the wind.
Sit. Okay.
We'll get up there and it's probably like 15 feet, but
Yeah.
it looks like it's longer because it's on the back of the green.
I was kind of wondering if it was going to back up at all. It might have backed up a little bit. See if I can miss the goose crap, Jordan. Got to hit around it. Yes. See, unspoken hazards. I think I hit one of them.
Not bad. Break in there. Break. Whoa, ball. Well, that's not good. Nice
All right,
putt.
finally made one.
Good par.
There we go.
I left myself a little meat on this
You
bone.
did. No problem.
All right, those are the putts. I'm telling you, this lap putter I make a lot more of. I can
Okay.
just get it online and
Yeah.
hit it. So 12 years, you spent all 12 years in the legislature, right? You didn't
I did,
leave early.
yes.
3
Term
years
limited.
as speaker, right?
Yes, 3 years as a
And-
probes chair,
3 years as a
and then
chair.
6 years in the minority.
6 years in the minority.
Uh-huh.
What do you consider your greatest legislative accomplishment?
Advocating and being successful, putting more resources into our infrastructure, road
Yeah.
infrastructure, highways, bridges. We took on, at the time, we were 46th or so. In
Sorry,
our
which way am I going?
Oh, back
Straight,
here,
okay.
yeah. Condition of our bridges, and I heard the other day from the Department of Transportation Director that we're now 6th.
That's great.
So we have steadily, improved that. And then also another big one
So
is...
in other words, you put when you talk about infrastructure, you actually put money into infrastructure, unlike Joe Biden.
Yeah, we put it real infrastructure, the concrete and steel kind, yeah. And so we've dramatically improved our highway system, and then I led the effort to save the hospital in downtown Tulsa. It was the osteopathic hospital at the time. It's now OSU Medical Center.
Okay.
And the timing was great on that because I'd just become appropriations chairman, so I was in a position to really take that on. And it's now, and I don't know how familiar you are with it, but now we've got the hospital. They built the Veterans Hospital
Right.
across the street. They're going to build the psych hospital next to that.
Is that what's
So-
under construction right now? Is the
that's what's
psych
in-
hospital?
The psych and the
Okay.
Veterans Hospital.
And the
both.
veterans both. Okay.
So you're going to have now a whole, basically academic medical complex in that area of OSU Medical Center, the Veterans Hospital, the Psychiatric Hospital. And then they've got some other plans to build onto the campus that I would have never envisioned at the time. I mean, at the time, we were just trying to save the hospital from closing. Fortunately, OSU leadership at the time was interested in trying into owning it and creating a teaching hospital and a hospital that could serve the indigent in the Tulsa region. And I consider that a major legislative accomplishment that I got to work on. It's just straight ahead.
All right. Good swing.
Stay away from there. Okay.
I tell you, the one thing if I played here a lot, you'd get good with you'd have to get good with your wedges.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
you're chipping,
Or you'd have to develop a whole different shot.
Right.
That kind of bump and run shot.
And I don't care how good you are as a ball striker, you're not hitting all 9 greens out here because they are tiny.
No.
There it is.
Okay, that may be in the pond.
It's in the pond.
Oh, yep. I
Yeah.
saw a splash. You just about carried it. I also worked on some natural gas and energy issues too when I was speaker that I'm pretty proud of, and promoting natural gas as a transportation fuel, and even got into dabble in the renewable policy too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons I started this podcast was to use it as a tool to meet more people in politics that like golf too, because it's such a passion of mine. I'm getting to this stage in my career where when I take on new clients, I'd like to take on clients that play golf.
Yeah.
So that we can
Makes
kill 2
sense.
birds with 1 stone. You know, we go out and have fun and play golf. I think that's why Anthony Moore and I get along so well in the legislature. And same with Senator Hall, another golfer. But Did you find it golf to be a good tool to you as speaker and in business and in life as you moved?
You know, generally, while I was in the legislature, yes. Ironically, I didn't really get to play that much golf when I was speaker.
Too busy.
I mean, you really are too busy to. Just didn't have the time. But definitely, you know, when you get to spend 4 hours, 5 hours with somebody in a setting, doing an activity that you know that you like and have in common, it's you could really bond with people over it, and you can you know, sort of get business done if you want to make it that.
Sure.
That was
There's
good
a good swing.
contact.
Come on, be good.
Keep sliding a little bit. That might bounce on. I can't see it.
It hit something by the green.
Well, it was dirt. You just hit a dirt spot, but it looks like that should kick a little right up there before
I'm
you
happy
hit.
with the swing. So.
That was good. Yeah, that sounded really good. All right, I'm trying the 2 hybrid this time.
All right.
See what happens. I've always I've tried hybrids at times, and I for whatever reason I can't hit them very well. It's kind of weird because I think they look good standing over them.
Solid strike.
Yeah, I felt pretty solid. Just kind of still got that little leakiness
Yeah,
to it.
not enough flex in the shaft. Probably
Yeah,
to get the,
I think it's too stiff. I
yeah.
can feel it when it's helped moving it up in my stance because it's given me a little more room, you know, to kind of get through it. But
I even played a 1-iron in college. I was never a hybrid guy either. And these ones I can control the flight a lot better than a 5 would.
okay,
And so I literally just bought that 4 hybrid, and it still has the plastic on it. I haven't even hit it yet.
Okay.
It came in while I was in Florida.
well, that's why I'm intrigued by having a utility iron. I just want to, I don't know, I just want to have something, because I played a 1-iron for a little while, but I can't say I was great at it. But I liked it when I hit it, man. I liked
The
it.
3-iron is a solid club. I can hit it high, I can hit it low. It's versatile in that way. But if
You stayed just up on the,
okay.
just off the green over there.
I just don't find it to be as forgiving as it needs to be. So therefore,
Yeah.
like my variance and distance can end up being like I can carry it anywhere from 205 to 235, depending
Yeah.
on how solid the strike is, and it's just not
That's too inconsistent,
too
isn't
inconsistent.
it? Yeah.
So I keep it in the bag as an alternative off the tee, or I might just get if I like the 4, I might get a 3 hybrid too. You know?
Yeah.
Something I can control the distance a little better. I mean, that is the smallest green I've ever seen in my life. I think I'm gonna putt from the fringe. Well, who's the most talented Politico that you've ever played golf with?
That's a good question. Huh. Most talented Politico. I'll have to think about that one for a minute. Politico meaning somebody that's elected, or just
somebody elected or somebody that's really involved in politics.
that's really involved in politics? Oh, you know what? It's Bingman.
Brian Bingman.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now I think his game's kind of slid a little bit lately, but back when he was in the legislature,
Yeah.
he had to have been close to a scratch golfer.
Well, I need to get him to do a 9 holes 9 question at the Oaks Country Club.
Yeah, you should. Bingman was a really good player. He's still pretty good. So do you play much, or you just
I try to. I
try
played
to?
yesterday.
Do you play Heritage at Claremore?
Yeah, that's where I normally play. I really enjoy Heritage.
Yeah, I like the layout. They need to thin out some trees out there, but yeah, just gonna have to let it. It's a good layout though.
There's some courses not far. I jump around quite a bit.
Okay, yeah. You ever go play Pryor?
Yeah. I play
Yeah.
That's
Pryor Creek's kind of a fun little course.
I play out there probably about as often as I play Heritage.
Okay. Is it in pretty good shape these days? I haven't been out there in a long time.
I actually think Pryor's in better shape than Heritage,
Okay. Yeah.
especially green-wise.
Okay. Well, Heritage went to those Bermuda greens, and
When did they do that? Just
probably
recently?
5 or 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
Yeah, it's that new strand that they have at Page and
Okay.
Sand Springs has them. It kind of, a lot of the courses went to them. The par 3 at La Fortune have them.
Right.
It's like the Champion Bermuda or something like
Yeah.
that. You know, they got to cover them up in the wintertime.
West 9 at Southern has those too.
Heritage went to those, and I don't know. You know, I mean, I'm not crazy about them because to me they're inconsistent.
They are.
They're very inconsistent. And if you don't, you got to be really careful.
You got to understand the grain. You got to.
Yeah.
There's too many factors for it. It just makes golf's hard enough, you know. But they're a lot. They are easier to maintain.
They are in the
don't have
summertime.
disease,
Yeah, in the summertime they are. You know what? I think I might hit that iron again here. Just infatuated with these utility irons. I tried one the other day at Golf Galaxy. They've got a model of the TaylorMade that's got the little beef behind the.
Okay.
You know, I forget what it's called. That's a UDI. It's got some other name, but it's got a little bit, and it's a little more forgiving. Mm-hmm.
That's a good club.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just trying to figure out my gapping a little better. We'll see if I keep it in the bag or not.
Yeah. I didn't hit that very well.
I topped it. I was thinking too much about my turn and forgot to hit the golf ball. All right, so 9th hole, final question. If you had to pick your dream foursome, and in that foursome, living or dead, you had to have a politician, a professional golfer, and a celebrity. Who was in that foursome?
Dwight Eisenhower.
Eisenhower, okay.
Yeah.
He loved to golf, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he did. And I would just like to talk to Eisenhower. I would just like to get to know Eisenhower. I really respect him.
You talked about your greatest accomplishment, infrastructure. His greatest
He
accomplishment,
was built the
arguably,
interstate
infrastructure.
system. Yeah, there we go. We'd have something in common. I was never a 4-star, but I could talk military talk just to pretend to be. You know, golfer. It's intriguing. I'm not going to pick the. I think I would be a toss-up between Jordan Spieth and Kevin Kisner, and I think I'd probably pick Kisner.
Kisner?
Yeah. I like Kisner. I like his. He's realistic about who he is.
Are you a fan of the TGL?
I heard that he shank one or something.
He shanked a couple.
He did.
Yeah. The first time that Tiger was on, he's on Tiger's team. He shanked one out of the bunker, and so that became viral. He shanked another one the other day. Then that same time, Tiger Woods was playing this hole, and he had a great drive. And it's par 5, I think, and they're talking. They're like, "You got 99," but it was 199. And so Tiger goes up to his sand wedge, and Kisner's like, "Why is Tiger hitting a sand wedge from 200 yards?" You know, and Tiger hits this sand wedge, and it doesn't get anywhere close to the green, and he's all confused. He's entertaining. I think he has a future if he wanted to do the.
Kisner.
I liked him when he was doing the broadcast.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's good. I'd probably ought to throw Trevino in there. I got to meet Trevino at Greenbrier actually when he was hanging out at Greenbrier.
Fun.
And I think he'd be fun to play with. And I think he'd be somebody too that he could probably give you some on-course lessons. And,
well, for sure. He's gonna, whether you ask for it or not, I'm sure he's gonna give it to you.
Yeah, it'd be a toss-up. I'm gonna say it's a toss-up between Trevino and Kisner.
Okay.
For me. And then what? A celebrity?
Celebrity.
Gosh, man.
Well, I'll hit the shot while you think.
Go ahead. I got to think on that. Another good one.
All right. At least I ended with the best shot of the day. That's got to be all over.
Trying to fade over there a little bit. That's going to be pretty close to the green. I think.
Good.
Okay, I'll go old school and pick Bob Hope.
But of course, that's a great.
I'll go with Bob Hope. I would enjoy Bob Hope.
One of our most recent guests picked Bob Hope as well.
Yeah.
And that's a
I'm over here.
wonderful choice.
Yeah.
I mean, he's our true ambassador for the game of golf.
Is.
I mean, professional golf wouldn't be what it is today without guys
I agree.
like Bing Crosby and
I don't even know if golf probably wouldn't be what it is today
Right.
without him and the Bob Hope Classic, and it was always such a fun tournament to watch. Used to be 90 holes back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have to hit a 3-wood here. Okay. Do something special.
Nice.
Feel pretty good, Matt. Maybe if it gets hot, it might. It's leaking off to the right a little bit, so oh well, hit it good though.
Yeah, I've asked this question all the time. I've never actually revealed who mine would be to folks, but I won't get into all of it. But I will say that from a professional golfer standpoint, it wouldn't be Tiger Woods, it wouldn't be Phil Mickelson, it wouldn't be Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah, neither.
Maybe Arnold Palmer, just
maybe
because
Palmer,
he was so dynamic. And the first professional golf tournament I ever went to was a senior tour event, and it was outside of Pittsburgh. And so he's a legend in
That's
Western
right.
PA.
That's right. Yeah.
But I think mine would be Rocco Mediate.
Okay.
I just think that guy is got such a great mind and attitude for the game of golf.
Yeah.
And I think I could, if I was more like Rocco, I would be better off. Like,
okay.
He just seems
Is
to
it a better
always have
golfer or
better golfer. Like,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he doesn't hit it nearly as far as
No.
any of the guys he plays against.
Plays his game.
I mean, he damn near beat Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
I know
I
Tiger
know.
Woods had a broken leg,
Yeah.
but nevertheless,
Yeah. But,
I mean,
I
he
know.
went toe to toe. Was not afraid. He just strikes me as he never has fear on the golf course.
I don't think he
just-
takes himself too seriously.
Yeah.
You know, and
So what do you want?
9-iron.
Okay. There you go. You want to talk about somebody who has great social media content? His Instagram page is in all these little short videos.
Yeah.
Where he's just showing how he practices, and it's very enlightening and entertaining as well.
You know, that reminds me. There's somebody else I do like that's on social media or on the YouTube. Podrick Harrington.
Oh, he's great.
I mean, I like the way he talks. He really gets into the intricacies of the game, and I just like to listen to him talk.
Oh, he is fantastic.
I mean, I love listening to Podrick. So, you know, I'd have to. I guess I can't really choose who my guy would be,
There's
but
a guy,
I'd put him in the
a
mix
YouTube
too.
golfer named Peter Finch,
Yeah.
and he played a match with Peter Finch at I can't remember what course it was in Ireland, and it was the most enlightening thing I've ever watched about golf. And it wasn't meant to be an instructional video, but it turned into that, especially on the mental side of the game.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. Too hard. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Well, wasn't too bad.
From 220 yards, this is a pretty good shot. This would be a decent putt on most greens. All right. Let's get it up and down, end with a par. Oh, that took a bad bounce.
Yeah, I think you hit the edge of the fringe there, it looked like, and kind of shot it forward.
Oh, we're going 9-iron putter.
9-iron putter. I bet I make this. Nah, I didn't hit it. Didn't hit it.
Not even close. Mr. Speaker,
Hey, enjoyed it, Matt.
thank you
Yeah,
for the
same here.
time. It was
Yeah.
a real honor, and
Thanks for having me.
I would like to play again when you have your own clubs, because I think you have a great golf swing, and I think it'd be a lot of fun, and also where maybe take it a little more serious and not have an interview during the time. But
Yeah.
that was a real
Yeah, I'll have
blast.
to have you out at Fortune.
Yeah, we'll play a little Fortune anytime,
Yeah.
or you can come to Meadowbrook anytime. So
Okay.
and eventually Southern Hills.
Yeah.
But hey, we just want to thank everybody that's watching. Thank you so much for tuning into Golf and Politics. Follow us anywhere on social media or anywhere that you get podcasts, either on YouTube or all the audio platforms. Thanks again for watching.
Hey.